Hi, we're Richard and Jackie, and we are Early Retirement Wanderlust.
We're 2 weeks into our 5-week road trip of the United States, and we are in the Dakotas.
So as we said, we're about halfway through our 5-week road trip in the Rocky Mountains. So far, we started in Colorado, we went up through Wyoming and visited the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. Then we went to Montana and visited Bozeman, and then we've dipped back into Wyoming and into South and North Dakota. We are with my mum, Iris, and she is wanting to do the 50 states of America. She's only got 6 left after this, and we're having an amazing time.
So yesterday we hit the Dakotas for the first time, and it was pretty frenetic. There's 3 big things to do in South Dakota. There is Crazy Horse Monument, there is the Custer National Park where we went to see the buffalo herd, and then we finished it all off with Mount Rushmore. So have a look and see how we got on.
It was a really hectic day. What was your favourite bit, Rich?
I loved the Crazy Horse Memorial. I think that as Brits, we are a little bit eccentric and known for being eccentric, but boy, this took it to a whole new level. One man's passion to carve into the mountain, seemingly single-handedly, just looking at the size of the face and the size of the hand. You know, there's another 40, 50 years of work there, but it was just a truly memorable experience.
Yeah, he spent 70 years so far, and all you've got is a head. I loved Custer National Park. It's got a huge buffalo herd which had been rounded last weekend, so all 1,400 of them were in their corrals still, so that was amazing. But actually even better, the plains was just scattered with, I think they call them towns, a town of prairie dogs, and they were everywhere. They are absolutely gorgeous, tiny little critters they are.
Tiny? Or sort of like rather rotund and pear-shaped, yeah.
They were cute.
So you now join us at the end of our second day in the Dakotas, and it's been a long one. We've driven north through the plains, and I really enjoyed the drive, but boy was it long and flat. I have never ever seen desolation quite like it.
There was one point where you literally could see flat fields, blue sky, and that was it. Nothing in between. Not even a lorry or a car coming past.
We went through various small towns on the way here, and we are now in Bowman for the night.
Yeah, we are heading to ultimately to a place called Medora, which has got a hotel called the Rough Riders Hotel, but it would have been at least another hour and a half's drive, and we'd just had enough. So we've pulled off and we're at the cutest little campsite. I think we're going to be the only people there for the night. Unlike all the other American campsites we've stayed at before, it's literally got electric hookup and one toilet and a shower, but that's fine, that's all we needed.
One of the things we forgot at the start of the day, we did an amazing drive through Spearfish Canyon. So we'll put some footage of that up and hopefully catch up with you tomorrow.
I think I had the highlight of the whole trip this morning. As we were driving through Spearfish Canyon, you can tell when there's wildlife on the road because all the cars stop, and there were mountain goats. If you've ever seen a mountain goat before, they are, unlike normal goats, they're just white, fluffy, hairy. They're like baby polar bears with great big horns. They were gorgeous. We had an amazing night in Medora. It is such a lovely town. Mum treated us to a night in the Rough Riders Hotel, which was very plush.
Yeah, and the name doesn't really befit how plush it was. The Rough Riders comes from a band of cowboys that Teddy Roosevelt brought together and they went off on various campaigns doing good around the world. But it was just a beautiful little tiny town.
Mum and Richard had a buffalo burger when we were out there, but after seeing all those gorgeous creatures out on the hills, I couldn't have one. I just had a normal hamburger.
We then headed south, heading towards South Dakota again, and we took a top tip from one of the campsite owners that we'd spoken to. And to be fair, it was a little bit disappointing. Traveling through the prairies of South Dakota is a little bit hard to sort of jazz up. It's very long, it's very straight roads, and it seems to go on forever.
But out of every disappointment came a real surprise. We were driving along and we went past is it the Full Throttle Saloon Bar?
It is, yeah.
Which is where a huge, renowned Harley Davidson bike festival takes place every year. And it was just awesome. They had huge metal sculptures all around the park, and the bar inside, I can't even put into words.
I've never seen as many bars in one place, and I can only imagine what it's like with 100,000 bikers there. But it was a bit Mad Max in style, but yeah, incredibly striking. And then we headed off to Deadwood, and I was really excited about that because it was the famous home of Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane, both of which are buried in the cemetery at the top of the hill. However,
Deadwood was not what we thought it would be. It was very touristy and commercial with lots of casinos. It wasn't really our type of thing, and you really had to search for the history in there.
The absolute highlight of our South Dakota trip so far was yesterday when we headed into the Badlands National Park.
Wow, I don't even know what to say. It was a 32-mile drive with lookout points probably every 500 meters, and we did pull up on most of them because every time you turned a corner the view was different, and it was just sculpted rock and of different colors. You could see all the different bands and layers going through them. Some were going up into mountains, some were like canyons, so it was almost like driving through the Grand Canyon. It was stunning.
And the ultimate capture, the thing that we saw was
the bighorn sheep, and we have been searching for them for days. That's the one thing Mum was desperate to see before she left us.
So don't just take our word for it. Have a look now and see how amazing the Badlands are of South Dakota.
After 5 nights in the Dakotas, it's time for us to move on again. Mum has actually left us. She has flown to Milwaukee, and then she's going to Detroit, because that's 2 different states that she's catching before she joins my sister in Florida, and we have no clue where we're going next.
We just spent the night in Rapid City, and today's job is to just sit down and try and map out the next couple of weeks, because there is so much to do. There's so many unknowns, but it's great to do it.
All we know is we're Colorado bound.
See you later.
Bye.